Or like Kyle would do. Ah!
Alright, what does that say? What the fuck is...
Something about welcome, blah, blah, blah. You're fucking fuck shits.
So what did you name this thing again?
Magnetic hourglasses and dynamite candles.
Okay, now why?
Okay, so long story short, a couple buddies and I, we went to Walmart and we went to the hunting section, the gun section, wherever, you know, they have all the rifles and shit, right? And I didn't know this, but they sell Henry rifles at Walmart now, and those are like supposedly like high-end shit that you don't usually find at like a place like Walmart. Like, cause those are like really, really nice rifles. Like, they're all, I don't know if all of them are, but the ones that I like are lever action. We have like a nice polished brass finish on the receiver. And so I was looking at a 4570 Henry, and I really want one so bad. But yeah, I was looking at those, and we were talking to the guy that was at the counter there. And for some reason, he had two of the weirdest things ever sitting on the counter, just right there. It was a magnetic hourglass. So apparently the base would like be magnetic, and you could stick it somewhere.
Oh, okay. Man, I think that's some badass like somehow like does pole switches and just gets the sand to float up or some shit.
That would be dope as hell, but that wasn't it, unfortunately. But yeah, he had a magnetic hourglass, and the shit that was in there looked like gunpowder, which is kind of cool. But I was thinking that maybe that was magnetic and it would do something like that.
Yeah.
But it didn't, unfortunately. And then they had one of those, it was a St. Michael fucking candle, which is kind of weird.
Wait, are you talking like how the Hispanics always have, where it's like really tall and it's got like the saint printed on it?
Yeah, exactly that. Exactly that. And it was open. And then I was like talking about how it looked like a dynamite stick. And then the dude working at the counter proceeded to like be like, yeah, so we can totally like hollow this out, put a stick of dynamite in it, and we can kind of melt the wax over it. Like he was like all about it being a dynamite candlestick. It was nuts, dude. It was absolutely nuts.
Holy fuck.
But so we were talking about that for a while and just shooting the shit, and I still kind of want that Henry rifle, but whatever.
I like so mournful. I really wanted that right.
I kind of want it.
But I learned about magnetic
hourglasses and dynamite.
I think that should be an invention, man. You have like two magnets, and as like
you can make it work like through electronic magnetization or
magnetization,
like electromagnets is what I was thinking
like,
about saying.
So like you have it like in a stand in itself, and so it kind of sits in the middle. You have these two magnets, and obviously you know the forces would repel each other, right? So maybe one's like positively charged or something like that, and as the sand drops, it forces the magnets to kind of shift around. Ergo, as the sand is dropping, and then it reaches a certain point, it starts pushing it back up, and it starts to process again as it starts to rotate back around. I don't know if that's possible. I'm not like a...
I was thinking about like how you can reverse polarity and shit.
Okay.
So I was thinking of, in that sense, you can reverse polarity, but you'd have to have a fine material that would work with that. That'd probably be the major like part there that would make it work or not work, is having the right material to use as the sand per se.
You'd have to have like the right physical properties and whatnot.
Yeah, but that's a cool idea. Like we should try and develop that and make that a thing if it's not already a thing.
Sounds expensive to me.
No one fucking steal that idea or I'll fucking stab you. No, I'm just kidding.
Or do and sell it to us for the cheap.
or that. Either way, you're getting stabbed.
Wow. Okay, well, I'll get them for the cheap. I guess you're getting them for the 5-finger lobe.
Yeah, I guess I'm getting it for the jail time.
That's my patent now, bitch.
For the fucking jail time, right?
That's right. It'll just be sitting in your jail cell. They'll send you one, like, it's just a friendly reminder how much time you have left in there.
Worth it.
Way to stab. You stabbed McStabberson.
But Carl, that kills people.
It does? Yes!
God, what happened with like classic YouTube shit like that? I missed that, man.
Flash Player's gone. Well, no, it's not gone, but
I was about to say it's not gone, but
popular
it's kind of like a dead format now.
Yeah, and that was the thing though. Like you couldn't get like super sophisticated. I mean, you could, but like you had to work.
Yeah.
Like fucking forever to get a product out that was sophisticatedly animated. And I've seen some really good ones, but it took like a team of like 10 or 15 people like almost a year to get like a fucking 30 or 45-second video out on Flash. And stuff like that, like you just have like your shit and like you just kind of manipulate it, like, oh, move like this, and like simple facial features, you know?
It kind of reminds me of, like, we were talking about it a couple podcasts ago, I believe, about like classic like Newgrounds Flash videos, stuff that like Aaron from Gang Grumps would make, or Ego Raptor as he was known by in Video Game Donkey. He used to make old Flash things on Newgrounds and stuff.
So you know, like back in the day when they did Flash, the animation quality wasn't that big. It was more of like the comedic value, right?
Yeah.
So I was, and I don't know, like this just hit my brain, but I was thinking like, I wonder if there's a correlation between us growing up and seeing like these really shitty Flash cartoons with great comedic value that is now translated into cartoons as we watch them. You know, like they redid the Teen Titans and it's like all slapstick humor and the animation is kind of shitty.
See, I haven't watched the new Teen Titans just because
I don't.
just because like it just hurts me. Like, it hurts me like when they remake a cartoon. But I also saw it wasn't really a meme, I guess. I guess it was more one of those weird posts that kind of makes sense and kind of makes you sad. But it was just like, well, they're no longer marketing to your,
demographic.
So like, I was just like, oh man, that kind of hurts. But I can't argue with that. That makes sense. Because kids these days are fucking idiots. But
wow, okay.
I mean, not to say that our generation wasn't
we're
a bunch of idiots,
stupid.
but it's progressed to a point.
We're also the generation that propelled Jackass in popularity that I think subsequently led to kids now eating Tide Pods. So
well, for what that's worth, I never watched that show. I never watched Jackass.
You've never watched Jackass?
I watched the movie, but that was like very recent, like in the sense of like the last 4 years maybe.
That's probably some of their best stuff. I mean, most of the show is just them doing stupid shit, and like, and you get like that one nugget of like, oh man, he got fucked up.
Like Jackass, and what was that one? It wasn't Bad Grandpa, was it? Because that was a whole different thing.
No, that was still Johnny Knox. I mean,
Was it Bad Grandpa, or was Bad Grandpa another movie?
No, Bad Grandpa was Johnny Knoxville.
Okay, yeah,
that's still under Dick House Productions, I believe is their production name.
But yeah, he got his dick stuck in a vending machine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
I think that was that one. Yeah.
I watched that one, but I never watched any of the Bam.
The Bam Margera stuff?
Yeah, I never watched any of that because it was the same idea, really, just doing a bunch of stupid ass shit.
Well, really, all that was Bam Margera had a bunch of money, and he was like, "How do I still keep banking on this while doing ridiculously stupid shit at a different level?"
Yeah,
like fucking up Jeeps and
Now, one I did used to watch, which is kind of like on a completely different level because it wasn't necessarily all stupid shit, but Robin Big.
I've never. Yeah, well, I shouldn't say I've never watched it, but
they did a lot of cool shit. I watched some stupid shit.
I watched a few episodes of that, and the one thing that I'd say that separated them apart from other was it wasn't they're deliberately going out to do stupid shit. It was pretty much like they would wake up and be like, what kind of shenanigans can we do today? And not get hurt. Whereas Jackass, they're like, what's the most extreme shit we can do to get fucked up for laughs?
Just to throw that out there, I kind of like that we did a little earlier because the natural lighting right here looks really good right there.
Phenomenal. It's doing works for my pores. It's wonderful.
What the fuck? Okay, I didn't know we were starting to like makeup and skincare tutorials.
I'm gonna have to. Is that what's going on? I'm gonna start shaving the sides here and trimming all this down, and I might even get a haircut. I'm gonna learn how to contour and the eyeliner thing. I don't know how I got so.
Mac, you basic bitch.
Thank you.
Oh my god.
Start wearing gloves. I'm gonna show up with my iced latte with the little Starbucks symbol facing the camera deliberately.
Yeah.
So it's not product placement, but I just want you to know.
No, it's
I
not
can afford that.
It's not product placement. It's
basic bitchness.
That mixed with what am I fucking thinking of? Not backmasking, but fucking
what?
Subliminal messaging.
Yes, I want a subliminal.
Buy Starbucks.
Hypnotoad.
All glory to the Hypnotoad.
Man, but I don't even know how. I think it was 2016, 2017ish when makeup started getting really girls getting really into their makeup game became a thing.
Yeah, well, it's always been a thing, but The,
Like,
the,
the level
the
it is.
tutorials and
Yeah.
the level that it is now, yes, definitely.
Like, I want to start seeing bitches rock around like the Cleopatra look. Like, I want you like going full on like your fucking eyeliners coming down here and doing some geometric shit.
I mean, some people do that. Some people do that.
I want Egyptian makeup to become a thing again. I want that to be. That'd be hot right
There
there.
was a meme a while back, and it was just like, we're coming to a point where makeup's getting so extreme. Soon enough, girls will be walking around with like the black metal makeup.
Yes.
That would be cool.
Just
I would support the fuck out of that.
Walk around looking like Pennywise the Clown, but like all his shit just got like rained on or some shit.
Dude, I've actually seen that, and
Tell you, man.
I would not complain.
We're gonna get to the point where American MCUs are gonna start looking at. That's not Marvel Cinematic. It's makeup art, or is it makeup artists? MUAs. That's the word I was looking for. American MUAs are gonna start fucking going to like straight up old school feudal Japan with like the white powdered face and like the red dots and stuff.
Yeah.
Start like walking around looking like old school Japanese paintings. Like, what the fuck happened here? They're gonna
be kind of cool though.
Do we try nukes on ourselves?
That would make that's actually not a bad solution to the way the world is today, or specifically America.
To nuke ourselves?
Yeah. Well, you see what happened in Japan.
I don't know about you.
They got real interesting after that.
But they also got a shit ton of funding from the U.S. because we nuked them for electronics and shit.
Well, I mean, in that sense, we're already fucked. So, I mean,
how?
Like our national debt, dude.
I mean,
regardless, we'd be fucked either way on that sense.
But people always forget we got other countries that owe us money.
Not as much as we owe China, though.
Yeah, but we can nuke China. It's like it's like this, right?
Yeah, but we can nuke China. Fuck all.
It's like if like some nerdy guy like squandered away money and became indebted to a fucking like a bodybuilder got outwitted by the nerdy guy, and so he owed the nerdy guy tons of money, right? So the nerdy guy's like, hey, I'm gonna collect my money. He's like, you're gonna what? He's like, come back next year. Come back next. Just keep paying the 1 cent a month you've been doing. You know, because China's out there. China doesn't really. I don't think they necessarily care too much about the U.S. debt, because I know they've been making moves in Africa, like trying to like acquire like gold mines and fucking oil fields and shit, dude.
I mean, even thinking on that, you know how much money they're just making, period? I mean, they produce a lot of shit.
Oh,
and that's all across the world.
Yes and no, but they also have like those ghost cities, which kind of inflates their GPA to make them look a little more economically prosperous than they are.
That's fair.
So, I mean, a lot of people forget about that, and I never forget about that, because I was like, I want to go street racing in a ghost city. I think that'd be so much fun. Until like there is that like one random asshole that decided to like, oh, this is good. Oh shit!
I think it'd be cool to like do like. Have you been keeping up with the Grand Tour by any chance?
No, because I fucking suck at stuff like that.
That's fair. I mean, their new season came out, and they did. I believe it was the first episode actually, but they did I guess they closed off roads in Detroit.
Fuck.
Took a bunch of American cars and like.
Like the show closed them off.
Yeah.
Oh man, I thought you meant like that was like a thing they did up in Detroit. So, they were just like, fuck it.
Yeah, so they took up like 3 like high-end American muscle cars and fucking ripped up the streets of Detroit. It wasn't like downtown city Detroit or anything, but
right.
It was like a suburb right outside of it. And that was cool. I think that'd be cool as shit to do.
Yeah, man.
They were even doing like stage street races, like stoplight to stoplight type shit.
Oh shit!
Like it was kind of cool. Like it was a really good episode.
I want to be that baller someday that I can just go to a city and be like, I want to close off this area right here
for some hood rat shit.
I'm just gonna do hood rat shit. How much is that gonna cost me? Knowing damn well I wouldn't care.
So, I mean, I wouldn't imagine it being too hard in Detroit, considering how shitty it is. But you know, whatever.
But Detroit's still expensive, despite how shitty it is there. You know.
Yeah.
Or maybe because of how shitty it is there. You really gotta want to stay there.
Yeah.
I don't know how Detroit works. It's one of those weird things where I think Detroit is actually one of the perfect examples of how American capitalism was working, and then socialism came in and fucked it all up. Because that's essentially what happened there. Was you had all these factories, everyone was proud to make these cars, and you know all these like all the auto parts and shit like that.
They had a bunch of like nice suburbs for like, you know,
yeah,
soldiers after World War II, and then people even past that generation, just like it was thriving for a while. I want to say it was like the 50s or the 60s when it started getting shitty.
Right, and well, there's a combination of things there. One of the biggest things that, from what I've read, was basically their politicians kept just saying, "Fuck it, we need everyone on welfare, and fuck it, welfare needs to be pushed." So that really essentially most of the people working in the factories were like lower middle class to just straight up lower class, and am I gonna bust my ass working 15, 16 hours a day in this fucking factory putting together cars, making however much amount of money, or will I take a bit of a pay cut and be able to just lay at home and do whatever the fuck I want on welfare?
Yeah.
And then once that started happening, automotive makers were like, well, it's costing us way too much to find even basic worker or labor here, not even skilled labor, basic labor here.
Yeah.
So they looked at places like Mexico and stuff, and they're like, well, these guys will do it for pennies on the fucking dollar. I mean,
yeah, that's one thing that I always think about whenever you got the group of people who are just like, oh yeah, we're outsourcing all our American companies and shit like that.
Go work in their
Just
fucking
like,
factories.
exactly, like that's because people like you fucked up, or just the population in general, mixed with different political decisions, fucked up. So they kind of have to keep the business alive in a sense.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I,
It's like, what was it? GM's the one that went bankrupt, right?
yeah, and then the government gave them money to go
All because of
fuck
that
up again.
shit. All because of that shit. Because jobs were fucking going elsewhere, and they were like everything quality was getting shitty, and this, that, and this. And there's so many. Not even necessarily perspectives to look at it, but so many different levels to look at on that. Because the high end corporate level, even the bottom line fucking Joe Schmo going to fucking work at making fenders all day and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like there's so many different areas in that fucked up because either A, someone didn't want to do something, B, someone did something and it was just a bad move.
Right. I don't know. GM is kind of one of those rare cases where the shit rolled down. I feel like there's fundamentally a lot of executive decisions that were made that shouldn't have been.
Yeah.
And essentially what that did was trickle on down and fuck the workers at a base level to where they were just like, oh, well, you essentially don't need my job position, and end up laying these people off, I mean, fucking,
It's kind of like how Saturn shut down and Pontiac shut down.
Yeah, but I don't know if that was, I don't know. I feel like that was just kind of like, Pontiac, I think, had a lack of innovation for the longest time, and by the time they realized that issue, they were already failing, and then the new money they put into releasing the G Series cars, which for the most part were just rebranded Cobalts, and then the fucking G8, which was, I feel, a really great car, and probably one of the greatest cars they ever released.
Yeah, they took their remake of the GTO, put it in a different body, and it was actually a really good looking car. Like,
yeah,
that car looks sharp as fuck.
That cost them so much in research and development and stuff like that, and they were already belly up on lack of innovation because nobody wanted to buy the same fucking looking car year after year. Yeah. It's like Buick almost hit that same thing. I think for the longest time the only thing supporting Buick were baby boomers, and then they finally decided to say, oh well, let's revamp our product line and make new styles to it, and it seems to be working for them. I mean, I see quite a few of them on the road.
Yeah. I mean, Buick's definitely trying to appeal to a different crowd now. Because I mean, just look at their commercials.
Andrew, he almost bought a turbo lacrosse at one point. He was getting ready. Yeah, he's irony. He ended up getting a Grand Prix.
I remember that Grand Prix.
That
I remember
fucking
that thing.
I remember I was taking a turn in that bitch, and that motherfucker almost just skid off the road because of how heavy it was. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude, how do you drive this thing?
Yeah, those things were
fucking land yacht, dude. But damn, son, you could sleep in that bitch.
God, those ugly interiors, like the 2000 to like 2009. Hell, even some of the interiors now for Chevy are just ugly as fuck.
Gaudy.
But especially fucking 2000 to like 2009, their interiors.
Yeah.
Oh
well,
my
they
God.
did that fucking stupid That plastic dash with like that weird ass fucking like I don't. Have you ever
All
been in
the,
a
like
Cobalt?
bubbly buttons and shit.
Yeah,
And
have
all-
you?
Yeah,
You've
dude,
been in a
yeah, I've
yeah.
been in lots of
So like the
Cobalts.
fucking like it has that dash and it has like that textured look to it and it's like what the fuck were you thinking? Like
Dude,
fuck it, take some sandpaper, this plastic and put it in there.
it's sad, man. Dude, I remember when the Cobalt came out. See, and that's another thing that made me wonder because one thing that I don't know if you know that, but with Saturn, that was kind of their experimental thing in a sense of before GM released a car under like the Chevy or GMC badge,
Mm-hmm.
it was a Saturn.
Really?
Like, the Pontiac, what was it? Solstice?
Yeah. That
The Saturn
two seater.
Yeah, the Saturn Sky came out before
Yeah.
that.
I remember that.
That was the test grounds of that. The Saturn Ion, that was the test grounds for the Cobalt.
Okay, it's really funny that you say that because the Saturn Sky and the Pontiac Soul, there's like almost no differences in the bodies. I don't know if they made any changes to suspension or engine, but when you set
The
them
bodies are basically the same. The only difference really are some of the curves and the headlights and taillights.
Okay.
But yeah,
I think that was again another GM fuck up is if you had a car released like that originally and it looked that good, why bump it under another badge? Just keep it under that one, where it's popular, and then use that to kind of fiddle around in your Pontiac division to, I don't know. I don't know how you'd make something similar, but not the exact same. It's like, hey, copy my homework. Just make sure you change it up a little,
Yeah. Well, I mean,
And-
I'm not 100% sure on the history of Saturn, and I'm kind of curious now that I brought it up. Like, I want to look back into it because I know back in the day, like, my mom had a Saturn. She had two Saturns, actually. Like, she had two Saturns, and they weren't bad cars. I mean,
Yeah. Well, it's really funny because you said that thing about Saturn Ion being the test run for the Cobalt, and it's like they almost completely redesigned the body of the Cobalt. It like you look at a Cobalt and you look at a Saturn Ion, you do not see the same car essentially.
no, not at all. But it's the same exact chassis, and if you look closely, a lot of the body lines are there, too.
I could see it now that I'm thinking about
Like,
it.
if you put them side by side, like, if you silhouette them,
Okay,
damn near identical.
I could see that. I think
But the chassis is the same and the motors that they offer are the same because they had the Ion Red Line, which
remember.
initially was the Cobalt SS.
okay.
So
There was a red line around town for a while, and it was pretty decent. It was quick.
yeah,
I don't think it was fast, or anything like that, but it was quick.
and then the View, I don't know if that ended up being a Chevy.
To me, I think the Saturn V looks a lot like the Chevy, like the early stages of the Chevy Equinox.
That's probably what it was. It's probably exactly what it was.
It looks a lot like that. But then you get like that weird like the Pontiac Aztec. I don't know if you're like the SUV.
I remember the Aztec.
They released that bitch, and I don't know if it was just so horrible. They're like, we fucked up. Don't put this under any other badge.
I actually watched something about that. It was Regular Car Reviews did a thing on it, and then what is it, Donut something or other.
Oh, the Donut Media videos.
Donut Media, and I watched those two, and it was a fuck up. It was a big fuck up
I heard a lot of
because
people.
apparently it was supposed to like appeal to a younger generation
Mm-hmm.
for like adventurous type shit
Yeah. It looks sporty, but
because they had a lot of like interesting options that weren't quite a common ground like it would be today. Like, well, even today because it's kind of like not really a thing that a lot of people think about, but. Like a CD changer in the back where you can take out the speakers and like have a boombox
Oh,
and shit
fuck.
like that, and like specific things that you can take out and use outside of the vehicle,
okay.
or like the campers that you can attach to the back to the rear end of it.
What?
Yeah, like that was a
I
big
don't know
thing.
if that's a fuck up or just one of the most overlooked SUVs of all time
Well,
now.
they did that with that. They did that with I want to say a couple of Jeeps did it, and then Hummer did it, I believe.
Jeep did do that with the tailgate. You could drop down and bring out the speakers and attach them to the fucking radio or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like as far as the camper thing,
Oh, okay.
there's been a handful of brands that did that, mostly American. I know there's been a couple of European companies that did that as well, but
I mean, VW made a whole fucking van that was a camper essentially. It had like that crank for the was it the Westphalia with the crank and the roof would extend
I don't
up.
remember.
Yeah, something like that.
There's a couple, like I think Mercedes did one like that too.
Damn Mercedes, you need to calm down.
But
Mercedes does not need to be doing all that.
Dude, Mercedes is making. Actually, another thing I found off of the Grand Tour is Mercedes made a truck. And
Like a diesel like semi truck or
no, a pickup truck, and it's a Nissan.
when?
It's got a Nissan heart in it.
What?
It's got
When?
a Nissan engine in it.
Is it a 2JZ or?
That's Toyota.
Oh fuck. Well, what Nissan engine do they have in there?
I want to say it's not even a fucking special engine. I want to say it's like a
Some base cast
V6 out of like a Frontier or some shit.
Yeah.
I can't remember to save my life right now, but yeah, it's pretty much a Nissan, but in a Mercedes, and then Volkswagen.
But how big is this pickup truck? Are we talking like mid-size or are we
I wanna
talking like
say
S10 size? Like
I want to say like not quite S10, maybe like the newer Colorados where it's like it looks fat, but it's still a small truck per se, like a medium-sized truck.
okay, like the larger end of like maybe a small truck.
Yeah. But
What do they call that thing? I'm gonna look that up now.
there's quite a bunch of things going on in that in the automotive industry right now, and then oh, and I looked more into that whole Supra thing.
Okay.
That
Oh,
is
there it
actually very, very, very interesting.
It looks like a Toyota.
But so pretty much the short and sweet of the story between the Supra and BMW
Mm-hmm.
is what they did is that they kind of collaborated in the sense of finding a drive line.
That looks like exactly like the Toyota Tacoma.
Go back to the Mercedes.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know what a Toyota Tacoma looks like.
Right.
I just haven't seen the Mercedes that much. Dude, the body does look
It
kinda
looks,
like
yeah, it's like.
Bro, that's wild.
Anyway, I'm sorry, you're saying?
But, alright, so their development team collaborated for the chassis and whatnot. But Toyota wanted to go the route of a two-seater coupe, and BMW wanted to go the route of, you know, a convertible roadster.
As BMW usually does.
Yeah, and so pretty much they have the same engine, the same driveline, but slightly different chassis. Because pretty much Toyota took their chassis and made it the way they wanted it to be, for the sense of being a coupe.
Right.
And you know, coupes and roadsters have to have way different chassis.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't have the roof to stiffen anything up. They don't have this, that, and this to, you know, they drive differently. And that was the idea of the video I watched came behind, is that they drive very differently, even though they have the same heart, same basic drive line. But pretty much after they came to that consensus of the drive line and the engine and whatnot, they kind of split off. And that's where the body and, you know, the interior, this, that, and this of each of them start getting different. So in the sense a Supra is a Supra, it does have a BMW engine and driveline, but it's still a Toyota product.
It maintains that coupe handling and.
Yeah, where you know the BMW, I want to say it was a Z4 that's the.
I believe it was a Z4 that they used.
But yeah, that two different things just with the same thing. It's not a collaboration like Subaru and Toyota did with the BRZ
Right.
and the FRS/GT86. It's not the same idea as that. So they're not exactly identical. So you can still call the Toyota Supra the Toyota Supra, and the Z4 is going to be the Z4.
Okay.
But supposedly, like, the Toyota is a lot more fun to drive versus the Z4 in the sense of, you know, coupe versus roadster. But I feel like I'm going off track here. But yeah, I would say that this Supra it's probably going to do well, even though personally I think the front end is ugly as hell. The rear end looks kind of nice, but the front end just looks like it's got Down syndrome or some shit. Like those headlights.
They're going for that fucking. It's like they're going for the Enzo Ferrari? It's like that's what they were going for. And then,
Elephant and Rhino, man.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, and I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy in the sense of I really wish they would have gone for a manual transmission,
Yes.
but I also know the reason why they didn't. It is because they couldn't come to a conclusion of what manual transmission they would put in there. Because BMW had the, they already picked a manual, automatic, semi-auto, whatever you want to call it, paddle shifty transmission, and it's a solid one that will handle the power no issue, and this, that, and this. But they could not find a cost-effective manual transmission that would
make the car still worth.
Yeah, exactly.
In the price range they'd want it.
Exactly. So that came down to a business decision per se. And although I did hear that they said that they were working for later models to find a manual transmission that they could use.
Okay.
So that might be a thing down the line.
I wonder if.
But also they were talking about the different engine options. And how, like, for the 4-cylinders, that's, I believe, only going to be in Japan and I think one other country.
Probably Europe, somewhere in Europe.
That they were actually looking into manual transmission. That's probably the only ones that's going to be available for a long time. But yeah, there's that.
Yeah.
And I might be a little bit off on different facts here and there because I'm not going to verbatim remember the video because that's not who I am. I've got other things to worry about.
You're supposed to be our facts guy, man. What the fuck?
I got other things to deal with.
Like you're an adult or something, huh?
Yeah, I'm an adult. I got
you got
2
jobs?
jobs. I got shit to remember for those things. I got hobbies. I got to remember shit for those things. About to do business shit with my homie. Got to remember those things. Fucking, But yeah, Supra's.
I wonder if we'll ever, outside of like their own supercars, if we'll ever see like a major automotive manufacturer go back to the drawing board on something and completely say, all right, let's design a new transmission, or let's design, instead of rehashing their old designs, to be more effective. Which I could see the cost effectiveness of it, but.
Well, I mean, even then they outsourced to a different company altogether. I think
Okay.
if I remember correctly, that's what they did with their transmission that they chose. Actually, it's outsourced. It's a whole different company that makes that particular transmission. Or no. What it is they outsource the people to build the engine and transmission.
They pretty much put out an engineering contract to say, hey, these are the specs we're looking for within this range.
Exactly.
Okay. So
I
it's all
I'm like 80% sure that that's exactly what it is.
Well, that's how most engineering firms work, is they'll put out a bid on a contract. I'm not sure how it works in mechanical engineering, but I know in civil engineering, there'll be a design or something like that needs to be done. And the companies will put out their bid, and obviously lowest bid gets the work. But also, I mean, sometimes a company's reputation alone will allow them to say, you know what, they are not the lowest bid, but we've had them work for us before and they did really good stuff, so we'll pay the extra amount because we know what we're getting into with this company.
Yeah, well, and that's what happened because it was a well-known company to BMW that they outsourced a lot to.
Okay.
As far as different engines, transmissions, what have you, and that's what happened there. Yeah, but
Yeah.
I am definitely kind of interested to see one on the road now. Even though I still think that front end's ugly as shit. I'm not gonna get over it. I don't think I'm ever gonna get over how ugly that front end of that car is.
You'll never get over it.
But I mean, it's gonna be faster than the car I own right now. So I mean, I'd gladly watch it, pull away from me because the rear end looks good.
I would tell you. Yeah. I would tell you, time that 89 CRX I had with the B18 in it.
Yeah.
Oh, I still have. I'll never forget. It was probably the July before it ate shit on me. I was fucking around on Cliffdale on my way home, and a fucking Maserati came up next to me. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna drop gear on this bitch. And so I dropped into third, and the guy kind of looked over at me like, what the fuck? And I was like, I know I'm gonna lose. I just want to hear that bitch.
Yeah.
And we fucking got on it, and they sound fucking beautiful when they open up.
Dude, that's a lot of those cars. Like a lot of high-end cars like that. Like Jags. Oh my God, Jags. Jags sound fucking great. Fuck.
What'd you do?
I need a paper towel. Where can
I
I
got
buy
some
it?
tissue up here for you. You like tissues?
No, that doesn't really soak things like it should. Sorry.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I just got a message about the Super Bowl.
About the Super Bowl?
Yeah, someone was asking me if I saw that whole thing with Adam Levine, and I don't know if well, you don't keep up with shit like that because you don't really care, do you?
Yeah, I don't care about football.
So-
I'm a hockey guy.
The whole thing about the or the Super Bowl was supposed to be like Adam Levine and some other people performing.
Yeah.
And one of the things was the internet was like, dude, you got, and this is also gonna piss you off because this is another thing you hate. They're like, dude, you got to do that song from SpongeBob.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I keep
Yeah.
seeing shit about like the uproar about
And
that.
so apparently they used like the first 5 seconds of that opening,
And
it
then
just,
they
like
did
went straight
sicko
into,
mode?
yeah, they went straight into sicko mode, and everyone's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
The internet was immediately pissed.
Yeah, I keep seeing posts about that actually, and
I mean, it would have been funny for it to happen, but I don't think the NFL is really gonna let that fly.
well, the NFL is the money thing now.
Yeah, which is really funny
Yeah.
because the NHL did that song for one of their hockey games.
I mean, I can't say much about it because I'm not like big on like the business side of the NHL. I just have my team I support, and you know I like watching the games from time to time, even though I don't always get to. What up, Steve?
Yo.
What up, my guy?
I don't know who that is, but what's up?
It's Danny's man.
What's up, Danny's man? Is that the gentleman that was staying here with y'all?
Yeah.
Okay, hey, what's up, man? Yeah, he's cool people. All
Yeah.
of them. But yeah, man. I like how our initial conversation was about guns and turning candles into dynamite. We always go to cars.
Well, I mean that's our forte. I mean we're both drivers. We both really enjoy cars. So I mean that's just how that goes.
It's true. It's true.
It's like when Kyle and I get together. It's fucking science shit.
Yeah, y'all nerd the fuck out like
Yeah.
on computer shit, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Oh, I missed it.
Let me see if I can.
But yeah, man,
Boom.
I'm definitely excited to see the Supra in person. Hopefully, I can find someone that'll be like, "Hey, man, yeah, go drive it." That'd be cool. I don't quite know people like that. I'm still trying to talk to what's his name?
He said, me too. My phone is dead, so we were watching on Steve's phone. Oh, it's both of them. It's Danny and Steve.
Hey, Danny. Hey, Steve. What's
Hello,
up?
Hello, Governess.
Go.
Like that. I just came up with that just now. I was like, you know, it'd be funny if I did this. But yeah, no, man. So. I had something. My brain was like, stop. Pretty much. That's how that works for me. But I don't know. How have you been?
Wow.
I missed the last. Did you guys do a podcast last week at all?
No.
Oh,
We were
what?
going to, but
You were going to, and then you kept watching the goddamn TikTok fails.
no. Then we went to stop button. Yeah, that happened. It was an interesting night, to say the least.
Well, what happened?
I don't even want to talk about it on the podcast.
Wow.
Yeah.
That bad?
Yeah. Well, it wasn't necessarily bad. It was just kind of like.
Did you do the blackout thing again?
No, I did not.
Oh.
I after that one night, I'm monitoring the fuck out of myself.
You're a better man than I am, because I'll be like that for like a month, and then I'll be like, fuck it, balls to the wall again. I have zero self-control. Like, after 4 months, it's like, yeah, I think it's time to come out of the shell a little bit. And then the next day I'll regret it, and I'll be like, oh, I think it's going to be another 4 months before I do that again.
No, I try and keep it. Like if something happens, I will like take a step back and be like, "Whoa, hold up,
Excuse me,
don't
but
do
what-
that."
Excuse me, but what the fuck?
What? What the fuck?
Yeah, nah. Last weekend was rough for me. I finally got started on fucking around with this cutting machine that I got for the decals and shirt prints.
Yeah.
And like after 4 hours of trying to figure out the stupid program, I just lost shit and I punched my lamp. And I punched my lamp, unplugged it, and I was like, I'm going to fuck to bed. And that's pretty much how that went. But then I came at it again on Monday. I just haven't been sleeping well at all this week. Like, I just keep having, like, oh, dude, I just keep feeling tired. And I get home, And it's like, no, dude, you need to sleep, you need to rest. I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm gonna figure this shit out. So I figured it out Monday, and pretty much since Monday, I think the only day I took off of it was Wednesday or Thursday. I just said, fuck it, dude. You found out enough for the week. You just gotta relax.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's to the point now to where I got that bitch cutting how I want it. I've got like all the utensils to like peel apart the shit and keep it on the paper. So when I press it down and heat press it, it'll boom. So I'm gonna start putting like a bunch of designs and shit on this hoodie just to see how they look and how I like them. You know, and to see how because I wear this at work and I do a lot of like, you know, I'm always surveying and shit. So I do a lot of manual labor and shit.
Yeah.
And so it'd be nice to see how the vinyl because I'm using what's called Sisser vinyl or some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's different brands of vinyls, you know.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna see how that reacts to being like, you know, fucking under duress. That way, when we start doing shit like that, people can be like, "Oh, that's gonna be." I want to be able to say, "Oh, that's gonna be really good vinyl for that kind of apparel or this stuff," you know.
I mean, I could talk to my boss again about that. I still think it's crazy that to have the same cutter and everything.
What?
Remember how I was asking my boss about trying to figure out that situation?
Yeah.
You have the same cutter and everything.
Really?
Yeah, that's
Wow,
what I was
that's
saying.
excellent.
But
That's that is crazy.
I can ask her about different things like that for you. It might help out in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, I've gotten a lot of good, like, just, I'm one of the people that I gotta fuck up hands on, and then I'm like, oh, okay, well then don't do that, dumbass, or you missed this simple one little fucking thing that would have made this whole thing work, or simple, or whatever. The dynamics of my brain are fucking enigma to me. Like, there's sometimes where I'm like super fucking genius and things go right on out. There's times where I'm just like, fucking potato.
Yeah.
Like.
And plus you're always like fucking pushing it. Like you're always like fucking I gotta get this done. Gotta get this done.
There's that.
Sometimes you don't take that step back where you really need to.
Yeah, you're right. I do. I get like hyper focused on one thing. I'm just like gonna get this shit. And then like my brain just closes walls in towards like it has to be this way, and I don't ever think like wait.
Hold up.
Let
me breathe for a second.
You want to take 5 steps back, motherfucker? Look at the big picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am notoriously bad for getting like that. I can see that. But it's good though. It's working itself out, and I feel like I've made a lot of progress. Either tonight or maybe even on Monday, I gotta go to Walmart and I gotta get a stand for the heat press and get that shit going. But it's about to come full circle around, and hopefully we'll have some Air 818 apparel or some shit.
Hell yeah.
As popular as we are, yeah.
Actually, surprisingly, like
all 2 viewers
on the what was it on the Facebook page? We've been getting random likes from like random ass places, like people none of us know.
What the fuck?
It's only been like 3 or 4, but still, it's like what?
I get that for the fucking the page that I have, the Facebook of the night, or Facebook quote of the night page, where I just randomly, like, I'll go on a hiatus for like half a year and then just out of nowhere, like, dump memes on people.
Yeah.
And like, I've gotten like random ass likes from other people. I'm like, who the fuck are these people? How did you even stumble across this?
But I mean, that's cool though, because like that just means like eventually, you know, maybe something big could happen with it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I was telling you, there's the random people that came in the shop, like, hey, I got a podcast. Oh yeah, type it in for me. Like, I'll check it out. So it's like, that's cool.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully they like it. If they don't, oh well. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
can't appeal to everybody, you know.
Right, and that's just business. I mean, there's a lot of people out there who are yes men that'll say, yeah, I'll check that out. Yeah, I can do that. And it's very rarely that they have the follow through. And I like a lot more when I meet someone and they're like, honestly, I'm probably not going to check it out, or honestly, it doesn't appeal to me. Because then I'm like, oh, well, fuck, cool. I was like, well, if you know anyone that does, because they probably hang around with the same honest group of motherfuckers,
yeah,
they're like, all right, yeah, I'll keep that in mind, you know?
Yeah.
Like, hey, I heard of this thing, you know?
That's a whole nother thing, too. Like, the people who are just, like, especially, like, people that are actually, like, good friends of yours and shit like that, and they'll say, oh, yeah, I'll do this, and they just never get around to it. Sometimes, some cases, yeah, you know, it's understandable. Like, I have a buddy, he's a dad, you know, this, that, and this. So he gets busy with his kid, and work and shit like that. So I was just like, cool, man. I mean, if you don't have the time, I understand. That's no big deal. I mean, we do make fairly long podcasts. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what it is. But like, I appreciate you saying that you'll support us, give us a like or some shit. That's cool. I appreciate that. But like, then you got the other people who are just like, yeah, I'll check it out. They never do. Like,
No,
even though that
yeah.
damn well they have more than enough free time in their life because they're not doing a goddamn thing. Not to call anybody out. I'm not gonna say names, but like I'm gonna be that petty guy who's just gonna call them out like in that sense. I'm gonna be petty like that. I don't give a fuck.
Oh shit, son.
But
Classic Joe.
I'm just like,
Classic.
yeah. I mean, like, it's worse when like you've done that for them. Like you've actually checked their shit out for them.
I wouldn't say it's worse. I mean, because I don't know.
It's kind of like,
but then, all right. So it's like this. You're one of the few people that if you say you're gonna check someone's shit out, you will.
Yeah.
And when you check their shit out, generally, is it more or less as popular as what we do?
sometimes more.
Exactly. And so their thing is they probably got X amount of people already in their ear with that other bullshit, and they're like, well, sure, I'll look at it.
Yeah.
Just as like, okay,
Right. And
all right, so imagine if okay, let's go to imaginary world where Air 818 actually does become like a thing, and there's a lot. We've got say 10,000 subscribers, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
And maybe most of them are from our area.
Hmm.
How annoying is that when you go to stop button and like, oh, you should totally have me on a podcast. I have a podcast, dude. We should link up. Like, how susceptible to that are you going to be like? How often is that going to be a real interaction where you're like, yeah, this is something I want to do with you and we can do this and it'd be great? Or would you rather say, well, send me your shit and I'll look at it? And you kind of look at it and you're like, do I really want that?
Well, yeah, and see, I totally get that aspect, but at the same time, I'm still that honest dude who, like, I will straight up tell you, like,
Kind of busy right now.
no, like, honest, like, the kind of not the direction, like, we're per se going in. Appreciate the offer, but, like, that's not our thing.
Oh, fuck, Kyle's asleep, isn't he?
Yeah.
We didn't check his phone percentage.
Yeah, he's probably
I'm
asleep.
going to assume it's 100% since it's charging right now, so it's cheat day.
Yeah, that's a cheat day for him.
Cheat day on. But no, yeah, sorry.
But, like, yeah, the fucking, in that sense, like, me being me, I'd be like, yeah, it's not our direction, sorry.
Yeah.
It'd be cool, like, I mean, even then, I'd try and think of something, and I'd just be honest about it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I don't know, it's a thing, and I kind of get it if some people are just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
It's like with the whole, apparel thing that we're trying to start up. I mean, if it does take off the way we want it to, that'd be great. But obviously, there's a lot of shysters out there. You gotta, a lot of people are like, oh, you make shirts, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm like, oh, you think you can do it for, the cheap? And it's like, dude,
Either
what the
that
fuck?
or, hey, can you put this design on something for me? And
Yeah,
it's
it's
like,
like,
no, we're not a service. We're literally trying to make our own shit.
Can you
and
make
it a
me some
thing.
money? I mean, I'll do that. Like, if someone has a design and they want, X amount of copies, whatever sizes, I'll do that for them, but they're going to pay me.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it for free. It's not a charity. But, I mean, if that's a different venue that we can eventually explore, then I'm down for it. But for now, it's just kind of us coming up with our own shit and having fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's the early stages of anything, really.
I'd like to think so. I want to get back into RPG Maker.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that earlier, and I was like, man.
That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Andrew and I used to fuck around with it all the time, and he's way better at it than I ever was. But if I can get back into it and not let him know, I'll start dropping RPGs on him. Like, hey, play this shitty RPG I just made. Like, dude, it's 5 seconds long. Yeah, I know, right? I can't beat the boss. Yeah, I know, right? You fucking ass. This guy gets it.
Man, I want to link up with that dude again, hang out.
He is in
That'd be really
Washington.
cool.
Dude, I gotta send you. I don't know if I have it on my.
Because I saw some of his stories on, I believe it was Insta, but
Yeah, dude, the fucking Insta story. Have you seen Oh, hey, this is for you, I think. I'm gonna go with the Miata.
Miata.
Just because
I don't like bikes that much.
I would die if I was on a bike. And I know that. That's why I don't have a motorcycle, because I would die. I would literally...
I mean, I do kind of want a motorcycle, but at the same time, I'm a car guy.
I'm more of if I get a motorcycle, I want something like a bobber or something like that. What's this motherfucker?
Yeah, I'd want more like a Sportster versus a actual sport like crotch rocket type thing. I'd want like a, you know.
Look at like the motherfucking opening stage of goddamn Red Dead 2. He sent me some shit I was looking at his shit before, and literally, he took a picture and it's like this snow-covered cliff with like the mountains in the back. It's all scenic. And I messaged him like, "Why the fuck does it look like you're in goddamn Red Dead 2?" He's like, "We keep getting eaten by bears." And I was like, "You fuck." So apparently they're out there just like, it's him, his boy Bert, and a couple of other guys I think he was in the Corps with, and they're all fucking doing shit out in Washington State. And I was like, "Damn, dude, that guy goes on some."
Down to 0. Damn.
After we said no bikes, he was like, "Nah, fuck these guys." Fucking Miata pussies. But
I should have just put it out there. Miata is always the answer.
Miata,
It's in
yeah.
the name.
Son, I saw this fucking. I was coming home from Raleigh the other day, and I saw this pristine fucking blue, the body style you've been looking for, with the footlights.
Yeah. There's one that's running around here actually that I keep seeing.
Is it white?
No, I keep seeing a blue one. It's almost like a electric blue,
Yeah.
like closer to baby blue, but still electric blue. But it's got
around this area,
a black lip on it.
Okay. Is it around this area?
Around
this
Rayford.
Oh, it's around Rayford. Okay.
I keep seeing it around Rayford.
That's
I
it.
keep seeing
The one I saw was on US.
God, what's his
1.
name? I want to say like Carmichael or something. He's got yellow FD.
Okay.
I met him at Stop Button. Cool dude. And
So we start getting people like that on the podcast.
yeah, and I've been trying to like
So
think of like
we gotta get a better studio space, is what I'm saying, so we can accommodate more people. Cause it's like 4 of us on this motherfucker.
yeah.
Look at 2 of us and how spread out we're on this motherfucker.
I mean, honestly, like I could definitely do like a different setup in my apartment, but it's still a small space.
Get some Walmart chairs and a table.
I mean, I've got one chair out there, but we'd have to figure out a camera angle and all kinds of shit like that.
Well, that's simple. You just get like a tripod with a bracket on it.
Yeah,
So,
but figure something out.
Mhm.
But I mean, hell, eventually I'd like to just do it through the computer, get a nice webcam or something like that.
you can mount it up there on TV.
Yeah, exactly. But I don't know. Things to come.
Can't believe we lost a viewer to that Miata, dude.
Hold on. Yep, still 0.
I like how you use your hat like.
Well, yeah, the lighting is like, it's so bright in that corner that I have to go like that, and I was like, my hat's dark, so I can see it now.
I got way too in that Miata thing. I wonder if he said anything before he dipped. No, he was like, "Fuck you."
maybe the phone died or something. But
Sure. Yeah, that's exactly what it were.
you think the battery is your ally.
You think the potato is your ally? The potate, my bad. Oh man,
Potato's gonna potate.
that's right. That's right. And grapefruit's gonna be lame. Potates or die.
Potates are die.
That's gonna be a shirt I should make.
Yo.
Potates or die, bitch. That's what I'm gonna get like super heavy into tattoos and it'll just be a neck tattoo. Potates or die.
Potates or no tates.
That's right. People are like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, you want to come find out? They're like, no, not really. You're kind of aggressive for a little person.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
I think I'm a pretty aggressive little person.
The little person thing, though. I mean, you're not a midget. You're
Oh,
not a
no, I just
little
mean in
person.
the sense that I'm
You're
below
kind of
average height.
short, but
I'm like 5'5", so I mean, I don't know. Like all my friends are like fucking 5'8", 6 foot. I'm always like this in the group of friends, like, "Hey guys, what's up? Haven't seen you in a while. How's it going?"
fuck it.
I got this one guy I work with. His name's fucking Eddie. This dude is like 6'2", 6'3", easy.
Damn.
He's taller than you, I believe.
Well, I mean, if he's 6'2", 6'3", he's probably like on par because I'm like 6'2" right now.
Right? He might. I don't know. I just feel like he's taller than you. He might be about the same size as you. I don't know. But every time that dude comes up, like I'll be doing like some survey shit. I'll be like looking through the instrument. He'll like, "Hey man," I'll just be like, "God damn it!" Like I'll look over, like,
What's up, Empire State Building?
yeah, pretty much. Like I'll look, like, because my natural reaction is like most people are like kind of like where you can like shift your eyes up and like kind of look at them like, "Hey, what's up?" No, it's like, fuck. I gotta adjust the whole angle of my spine to fucking view your face. Can you come down here a little bit? Kneel. You're not gonna offend me.
All those how to talk to short people memes.
Yeah.
like that, or with the harness, or just.
That's horrible.
I personally like
What
to
up,
grab him
dude?
by the neck one, but
You fuck.
what's going on, man?
We're doing this? This is how the day's going, huh? Alright. No.
I always thought that would be fun to do. But anyway.
Well, you got plenty of other short friends that don't know how to, defend themselves. Try it on one of them. Like, hey, I'm gonna choke you. And they're like, what? And like, boom. They're like, harder. And you're like, what? And they're like, what?
Exactly. Find a short girlfriend. There you go. Probably be into it. Hey, what's up? No. anyways, not to get weird anymore.
I'm just saying, you're the one that's always posting memes about eating ass.
I mean, it's funny to me. Especially the one where it was just like, dude eats girlfriend's ass for the first time, gets E. coli, and dies.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Alrighty then.
Yep.
Alright. Thank you for that. That's a good visual that I didn't want. Now I have.
Or dude eats his girlfriend's ass for the first time, gets pink eye like a motherfucker.
What the fuck?
It's an eye infection.
First off, who the fuck who is like, it's a good thing?
I mean,
Let me tell you something. You go down to that girl, you get the brown down, and who the fuck?
I like how you're saying it all dapper like that.
Like, who the fuck was the asshole that decided that was a good idea? I wasn't here, miss.
You kind of answered yourself there, the asshole.
I wasn't here, miss. Somebody ate your asshole out? You mean pussy? No. I know what I said. Don't excuse me now, bitch. Hey, what the fuck? Some guy like fucked up. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna eat your pussy, but instead he was like, I don't know where his mind was at. And he's like, yeah, I'm gonna eat your ass. And the girl was like, what? And he's like, ooh, fuck, I'm committed to this now.
Well, you know how it gets during sex. Your mind is in a completely different state during sex.
I probably have better control over my mind while I'm having sex than I do in most other activities in my life.
Really?
For real.
That's wild, man.
I focus immensely on her pleasure, and it sucks sometimes.
Well, I mean, I'm glad I'm not the only one there.
But I ain't eating ass. What the fuck? Like, I've never been in like such a crazy like sexual escapade where I was like, "Yep, eating this broad's ass."
Me neither.
I'm down here already. I'm doing it. It's never been that way. Like, I've never like once like, Gives me a heebie-jeebies thinking about it now, man. Couldn't do it. Couldn't.
It's fair.
I even like being blasted, like drunk and fucking a girl. It's never occurred to me like, eat your ass. Like, just hasn't. Like, ooh.
Oh my god. Should we end it on an eating ass moment, or should we like?
I mean, we've had the sex robot thing.
Should we pick another topic to end it on? Like, should we go into something else, or should we just end it on eating ass?
So Snapple stopped using glass bottles, and it pissed me off.
Yeah, I heard about that. That was a little while ago, wasn't it?
It tastes
started
funny.
going to the plastic bottles, and it tastes way different.
It tastes like shit.
Well, it's kind of like the whole thing. Like different sodas taste different, whether it be canned out of a fountain or
This
out
is
of a bottle.
Same
with beer, actually.
Yes.
Some beer tastes better out of a bottle versus a can.
I love Dr. Pepper, and I'll tell you for sure, I always love Dr. Pepper in a can. For whatever reason, it tastes best that way. The second best option is the plastic bottles, but I hate Felton. I'll get it, but I hate Felton Dr. Pepper. I don't hate it, but out of the three choices, it's my least favorite.
Kind of like that with Mountain Dew. Like I can deal with the can, but I think bottle is the best. And honestly, I think fountain's the worst.
It's just, because you're now putting the carbonization into someone else's hand outside of a factory.
Yeah, true.
And the only thing that cans really do to me on a drink is it gives it like that alkaline taste from the metals.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like Pepsi's a big one, especially out of the fountain, because Pepsi
has to have that fizz, man.
Yeah, that's super highly carbonated. Like that one is super highly carbonated, but out of a fountain, it's just like
Pepsi is another one.
Shit.
Yeah, Pepsi is another one that I love right off the bat with the can. One, because you're gonna drink that bitch really quick, and so you keep that high carbonation content the entire time.
Yeah.
And in a bottle, you run the risk of it getting a little flat, and you're just like, drinking syrup. There you go.
Like, comment, subscribe.